Paul, sorry, I don't mind.
Hi, Ange.
Hi, Paul.
Just wondering, any new injury concerns or any players returning ahead of the game against Fulham?
So last night, this stage, clean bill of health. Mind you, I thought that last week, and then we had a guy in surgery an hour later. But I think everything's all right from last night. But obviously, we'll see when the boys come in. And then return, unlikely. Romero's closer. He's probably the closest. But again, probably unlikely. But I'm not ruling him out. Still, sort of, he's got to get through some things today, and then we've got a session tomorrow.
Was Dom Solanke okay? Seemed to injure his groin, but still got through.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's a bit sore, but we're kind of obviously, we're really thin squad wise, especially in that front third. So he's working hard for us, but at this stage, nothing that will sort of too significant.
I know you were talking again about entertainment and everything after the game last night. I guess with the Manchester City result in particular, and you think of that eye-catching 4-0 win at their place last week, are those the kind of moments and performances that justify just what you're trying to do here?
Well, I'm not trying to justify anything. It's just that's the way we want to play, and it's the kind of team we want to be. I said that last night. That we kind of set out, and certainly I set out to make the team a team that is always looking to be on the front foot, score goals, be exciting to watch. Sometimes that means, maybe not as controlled as other sides, but that's okay. It's part of sort of our identity, and that's kind of the road we started on. We want to stick to it. I think from our perspective, that's the kind of team we want to be.
I was going to test my lip reading skills on you. I think the TV pictures last night in the first half, you appeared to be giving Brennan Johnson some instruction. I think I got the word forward. Is it still a case that you're getting this message into them? Is it still work in progress in some cases, some examples? Yeah,
it's always a work in progress, and it's about, that's kind of my role, just to keep sort of driving the guys, because there can be at times a tendency to want to sort of, go back from full throttle and just sort of ease. And I just felt at that moment, I thought, we were on top of them, and Brendan was looking dangerous, and every time we went forward, we were looking good. And I just thought, and it's human nature that, I think we're winning 2-1 at the time, is to just sort of keep the ball, and it's just not who we want to be. So in those moments, it's more about me sort of trying to empower and embolden the players to not fear playing that way. And that's kind of, I think your lip reading was pretty good, mate.
Charlie, please.
Hi, Ange. In the build-up to this match, one of the Fulham players has said that while Spurs can be great, for example, beating Man City the way that you did, they're not unbeatable. And he said, look, teams in and around us have beaten Spurs this season. So in your quest for consistency, how important do you feel this game is on Sunday, and not to sort of repeat the mistakes that perhaps you saw against the likes of Ipswich?
Yeah, no, we're not unbeatable. I've got news for you, no team is. I don't think Fulham is either. So I think that's the beauty of our sport. I think even Liverpool have lost this year, so God forbid. I think what other teams think is not really relevant to us. He's right about one point, is that on our day we can beat anyone, and that's what we want to try and continue to be, the best we can be. Because when we are that, we're a compelling side, and we're growing into the team we want to be. And Sunday's game is no different to any other game for us. It's about continuing to grow, continue to develop. As I said, when we kind of put all our elements of our game together, we're a very, very good football side. We've struggled in a few games this year, for sure. Actually, we've only struggled in a couple of games this year, but again, that's part of our growth to kind of make sure that our levels don't drop to the levels they did in the games where we haven't really played to our identity. But that's okay. That's why we're here. We want to continue to push on.
And what have you made of Fulham this season?
They're not unbeatable, and No, look, I've got a lot of time for Marco Silva. I think he's an outstanding manager, and he's got the team really, playing in a manner where, they're always looking to be a threat to oppositions. He's stabilised them in terms of, their level of performance now is good on a weekly basis. They've got some good players in there. We had a couple of tough battles with them last year. But because, they play as well, it should be a good game.
And Dejan Kulusevski's covered more ground per game than any player in the top flight. He's actually nearly top for all players in the league, despite only playing 11 minutes at Leicester on the opening day. And I take it that kind of stamina is no fluke. I mean, can you give us an insight into how he trains, how he looks after himself, what he does behind the scenes to give him this energy?
Yeah, you're right. It's not a fluke. It's a lot of hard work. I'm sure there's some scientists with some genetics in there, some DNA. He just has a real capacity to be able to kind of run at a certain level consistently. His recovery rates are really elite in that he can go and rest pretty quickly and go again. But there's also that mental kind of strength to do it, because I think a lot of players maybe have the capacity but reach a limit where, it's only natural they'll get tired and don't, if possible, don't go again until they need to, whereas Decky will just keep going and going. So, it's a big part of his football. It's a big strength of his. Again, I'm using big words too early in the morning, biomechanist, but his running efficiency is really good. His style, he doesn't use too much energy. Seems like to me anyway, and that could be a load of crap anyway. I don't know, but it's very early. But he does, because if you think about it, if you're trying to sort of stop him and he's in your vicinity, you kind of think, okay, this guy's going to go once, twice, 3, 4 times, and that can sort of wear oppositions down. And then he's got the quality as well. We just got to be mindful a little bit of not, overburdening him, because he's played a lot. And like I said, with the squad we've got, he's played in the middle, he's played obviously on the wing. We don't want to diminish that, but at the moment he still feels really good, and it's a big part of his game.
Just on his mentality, he seems to me to almost have that kind of Ronaldo, Harry Kane type laser focus on being the best and self-improvement. I mean, is that your kind of experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's spot on. He's in his mind, he's very ambitious about how good he can be, and that's a great thing, because he's relatively still a young man, and it's kind of for his position, there's a lot of improvement in him, and I've just got a feeling with Decky that he's not going to settle for any level apart from being the absolute best, and it's great for us.
Ian, please.
Morning, Ange. How are you?
I'm okay, bud.
Good. Last night, again, you reiterated your style of play, and you've done it again this morning about being entertaining. Is there ever a scenario which dictates that maybe you need to be a bit more pragmatic?
Look, I don't know how many ways I can say this. I understand it. Look, there's plenty of room for pragmatism in all walks of life and in football as well, but I'm just not interested in it. I don't know why I need to change my approach to be, everyone else wants me to be. I'll continue to push this team to be a little bit different, play football in a different way. Maybe you'll all, when I'm long gone, you'll all pine for my entertainment, mate, and, you'll have had your fill of pragmatism. But, look, if we were pragmatic, then, I'd say at 2-0 up at City away, we would have probably settled for 2-0. Yeah, and we wouldn't have got the victory we did, and and made it a special moment for our club. I always think the possibilities of what could be if we continue down this road rather than holding on to what we have. Because at the moment, what do we have? We don't have a hell of a lot.